Hey all, this is Matt, Variable 73. This is not. I am not becoming a gaming streamer. I'm just kind of. I don't have any unboxing, so I'm just kind of passing time until the. Let's see if anyone arrives or 5 minutes after happens, and I'll do the articles. Uh, Audio check is good, so I'll just keep an eye out if anyone shows up. I started the stream 2 minutes early. I should share the stream out since it would be a smart idea. Go over there and we'll go in. Sharing the video out. Okay, we shared the video out. So I'm just gonna mess around in WoW for 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, and hopefully and then I'll do the articles. There will be no unboxings today. I saw another. There we go. This one. So I'm doing questions Zerkat's vault, the Zerka vault, or whatever it's called. I find the Protestant bubble key. What the hell that is? Well, trusty old wowhead. No one's here yet. It's only 3:00 though. The Protestant bubble key. Okay, so it's up one of these things. Left. The web lift. I've climbed to the second floor. I'm doing it in this cabinet. Oh, look, an enemy. I found an enemy. So while I'm playing the game, and I'll start talking about Avatar, right? So I have my review up of the first episode. It'll be posting in a couple hours, I think around 6 or 7 o'clock. But I guess I could share some of my thoughts about it with you guys. It could have been better. It's the best way to put it. Could have been worse too. No chance. And I said in my review that it's the most likely scenario is that if you've never seen the show, based solely on the first and only the first episode, you might like the live action, right? But only if you've never seen the show. If you did see the show, there's a good chance you won't like the live action. Because it does change stuff, and it does alter character arcs and whatever. Is 3 more minutes, and then I will go to what do you call it? Article talk, and I don't know. I just we get some good stuff once in a while, and then all of a sudden you get crap, you know. And and then when you get in between, which I think Avatar, at least through one episode, seems like it's going to be, right? It's not good, it's not bad, it's just in the middle. What the heck was that? Hmm. Yeah. So anyone yet? No one's here yet. Oh, we got okay. We got someone. We got someone listening. I am not turning into a gaming streamer. I'm just doing this. I don't have any unboxing, so I'm just doing this to pass the time. Okay. So it's 3:04. In one more minute, I will stop. I will stop my getting at the gaming for you and go and do the articles, and then we can talk. If anyone's on, we can talk or whatever. You know. Maybe it's been a quiet week. I mean, you should. Oh, look, a vast pile of gold. Okay, it's 3:05. I'm gonna finish looting this room. I think I got everything on this room. Okay, so I'll minimize this. In case you're wondering how I'm playing the game, by the way, just do a typical tech video. So this is a remote desktop into my old PC, which I reinstalled Windows 10 on and just use a gaming box I RDP into. So it's the easiest way to deal with gaming for now. I do want to get the whole gaming through VM going on my main PC, but I don't know. There's a lot of deep dive into Linux now, networking and virtualization that I have to do before I can do that. Okay, so let's stop. Let's stop the screen share. Okay, so as I said, no unboxings this week. So we want some articles we're going to go over, and this is probably going to be a shorter show. I'm going to say I wouldn't be surprised if I'm ending at 3:45 today, unless someone gives me something to talk about. Only because it's been a quiet week, you know. The one thing I was trying to find some Dresden Files fan films. I remember watching 6 or 7 shorts, like 2 to 5 minute films, about 6 or 7 years ago, and they were really good. And I only found one of them, and but I don't want to share 1 2 minute film, so I'll try to find the others by next week, and then have a bigger fan film section at the end. So let's get our first article. Let's share. Because sharing is caring. And we're going to share Disney. There we go. Okay. So Disney sells a major part of its movie. All these links, by the way, are in, or will be, if I weren't an inept moron. So when I'm done with the video, I'll copy all these links into the description. Anywho. So the title was misleading because it really should be called Disney sells a major part of its media business to Sony. So Disney is basically getting out of the deal of physical media. And we've been talking about this, that they want you to own nothing and just stream and lease and whatever. And, like we heard about when a whole bunch of anime fans getting screwed when their streaming service was terminated. last week when they delete stuff off your Kindle because the book on a license changes or whatever. So by outsourcing this to Sony, Disney is basically saying if Sony wants to put the Blu-ray out there, they can, and I'm sure they'll try to market it. But Disney's like, well, just go as Sony, for any physical media, and that I think that will lead to less physical media being available for Disney because Sony is only going to prioritize what it can make money on. Whereas Disney, obviously, well, whatever. I mean, but that's what this article is about, and there's some comments in there. So my next article. So there's been a whole bunch of reviews dropped for Dune Part 2, right? And all I say is this. Obviously, Villeneuve has to nail this movie to cement his like the first part one was really good. Not quite great, but very close. But part one and two combined could be great if part two is great, right? He could elevate with part two and he could keep the same, but he could also totally invalidate the first part. So there's a lot of pressure on this. All the reviews by the media, the drive-by media, as Rush used to call it, have been saying this is a really good movie. I don't know anyone of our crew that's seen this yet, so I don't know. But Villeneuve has done some great work moving out over the years, so I have hope for this one. The only thing I do want to point out when you read this article, another thing is the people who write these articles either apparently have never read the book and don't even make an effort to find out what actually happened in the books when they write the crap that they write in these articles. Oh, well, I'm sorry for the yawning, guys. I'm so tired today. I woke up like 3 hours early. I had stuff I had to do in the morning. Um, so Stephen King, who is a cosmic space douche, we all know that, right? But my favorite Stephen King book, and Stephen King's favorite book that he wrote, is called Salem's Lot. And you've heard me on many shows, my streams, Roman streams, others, praising Salem's Lot, the book, and praising the 1970s Salem's Lot, the movie. So Salem's Lot is Stephen King's favorite book that he wrote, and the 1970s Salem's Lot adaptation is his favorite adaptation of his work that was ever done. So why is this relevant? Because you read this article, Stephen King is praising the adaptation of Salem's Lot. So that means this potentially could be another good adaptation of Salem's Lot. That's, although the first one was fairly accurate to the book, this will be even more accurate to the book. And for some reason, WB is not putting it out there, which usually that would indicate that it was going to suck. But I can't imagine with Salem's Lot that Stephen King would be fooled by a bad Oh. So it's a decent little article about it. Obviously, we're going through this fast. Now, this is a science article, but it's on a non-science site. So we're going to right? This has been rumored for years, right? That geneticists want to on extinct. Hey, Zach, how you doing, buddy? Welcome in. Hey Zach, if you want to drop in to talk, let me know. Otherwise, it's gonna be a short show because I don't have any unboxings and my normal at the end I do some fan film talk, but I couldn't find the ones I want to talk about this week. So anyway, if you're interested, otherwise it's So anyway, the cool thing here is these scientists have been wanting to on extinct animals for generations since this first was a science fiction concept, and then they invented DNA, and now we're very close to it. There was a project I want to say about 7 or 8 years ago that ultimately I think got dropped for financing, and now this company here, for example, it's Colossal Biosciences. They claim they've cracked the code and plan to bring forth the first baby mammoths by 2028. The plan always seemed to be to take the egg of of a current elephant, kind of strip it out and put the DNA of a mammoth in there, and then implant that into a current elephant, so she can give birth to a woolly mammoth calf, and then from there get a couple of those and start raising mammoths. Basically, that's been the general idea. That's okay, man, Zach. Like I said, I several people tell me I'm an afternoon drive, like smooth afternoon drive radio or whatever, um, which I guess is a good little niche. I'm not trying to do like a 5 hour stream here or whatever. A little, 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. A little afternoon talk, sci-fi, fandoms, maybe a touch of politics in there, that sort of stuff, just to give a little vocal entertainment out there for people, you know. And by the way, I should mention it on my show. The two guys who helped me get started with going up with my own YouTube were Salty Texas C and Zax. Right? They encouraged me. They gave me some advice at the beginning, and they've supported me over the past year and a half of doing this. So if you aren't subscribed to their channels, they're much bigger YouTubers than me, of course. You should go subscribe and follow them. Zach does a great show on Wednesday evenings, which unfortunately, Zach, I can't always stay awake for the live stream for that. I have things I have to do Thursday morning. So I usually want to listen to that on Saturday afternoon sometime. But so he has a great Wednesday show that he does, and he pops in other places. That's when Zach is not fighting the Incredible Hulk to prove who is the greatest Hulk of them all. Anyway, so back to the elephants here. So Colossal Biosciences has been as a company that's looking into doing this DNA reconstruction of a lot of animals. Now you got the climate change nonsense. Mammoths died off from climate change. Sure, it was natural Earth-driven climate change when the ice ages ended and they could no longer survive. Right. So don't let the propaganda fool you. But the idea of here's an ethical question: if nature made something extinct, should we really bring it back? Right. Like dodo birds or Tasmanian tigers, humans made extinct. So the argument could be successfully made that we should bring them back. Yeah, and you know what I mean. But things that nature made extinct, right? That natural evolution ended. Like 99.9% of all living creatures, nature took out before mankind ever was here, right? Should we bring those creatures back? And I mean, should we put them in the environment or just make them zoo animals? I don't know. It's a kind of heady debate, because there's a sort of logic that says nature creates these things for their given time, right? And once their time is over, you know what I mean? Once their time is over, it's like, well, I mean, it's a complicated thing, and I lean towards very reluctantly bring some of them back just for zoo animal type stuff. But you got to be careful what you bring back, because some of them, don't bring back ancient bacteria or whatever. That'd be crazy, Okay, so let's go on. And here's some good news. Did I even share the woolly mammoth tab? Oh, and you know what? I didn't share the woolly mammoth tab. So, because I am a dunderhead. Yeah, Zach, it's like, well, science has opened up a whole plethora of options. I remember I went to a Jesuit high school, St. Peter's Prep in Jersey, New Jersey, and we had a class senior year. We had to take a religious elective. So I think one semester. I think we had a mandatory standard senior religion class one semester. The other semester we had to pick from an elective. So I chose I want to say it was bioethics or bioethics and morality or something like that. And the first question they ask is, can we, should we? You spend a month debating that with the teacher. And I was the only one who said you should do you like the teacher and most of the class, almost all class like me was like, oh, well, you should talk about should we before we talk about can we. And I'm like, No, you should talk about can we first, because if you can't, you're wasting your time talking about should, right? So that was the first step to the question to ask, and then I'm like, my thoughts have evolved where okay, we're at the can we part, we can. So now we talk about should we, and is there value to bring? I mean, does it come down to do we want to eat mammoth steaks like the Flintstones? I mean, I'd probably try a mammoth steak, but it's it's an issue, and just like artificial intelligence, we have to talk about that as a society. I think artificial intelligence needs some strong regulations on it that we don't currently have. Anyway, let's get on to our next article. It's 318. So now we're talking about Slayer. So Slayer retired in 2019, right? And the guys are old; they're in their upper 50s, I think, early 60s, and so they had a great like 2 year long tour. They had a great final album, and so they decided to do 5 or 6 years later a reunion tour, which is fine. I mean, they're gonna go on tour, do their little reunion, and go back into retirement. I'm okay with bands doing that. Okay, um, are they gonna do another album? You got to go and put a could we or can we? Then should we? Then why are we doing this? That's a good third question there, Zach. You know, because you know, and so I mean, unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to see this. I saw Slayer twice when I was younger. I haven't been able to go out of my house for medical reasons for quite a while, and I would love to be able to hit some concerts up again, though. But they have some great relentless. That's one of the name of the songs. As a matter of fact, heavy thrash with morality questioning music, and it's just great stuff. Mark. So this is one that's disappointing me. Okay, uh, for those who don't know, this is my favorite TV show, The $6 Million Man. Okay, I grew up on it. I've watched it probably 6 or 7 times from beginning to end, with some episodes 20 or 30 times. Um, and there have been, obviously, we're all leery of reboots in the modern era, right? Or remakes or sequels. But Mark Wahlberg, who I respect as a creator, has been wanting to do this movie since 2007 or so. Okay. And it's just caught up, I guess, in rights issues and development hell. And but as more as Mark Wahlberg is still attached, I'm okay with them moving forward with this. And so let's go on to some serious topics. So this is a nice rundown. We've all experienced the wokeism in in comics and movies and whatever for the past 7 or 8 years, though it really began much further back with that. And the this article gives a nice summary of some of us have been pointing out that it's really a Marxist effort to destroy the existing culture that is the source of this issue. And a lot of people look at the problem as, oh well, they hired a bunch of girls or something. No, because the problem is the mentality associated with Marxism that is like infesting these people's thoughts. And this is a good read in here. Um, so yeah, he mentioned a channel called Gamers Unbeaten, and the guy there's from another channel I check out once in a while on Rumble, China Uncensored, who talks about our true national enemy, China, the People's Republic of China, not this Russia nonsense. And that's where the Marxism is coming from. They're the center of the Marxist world right now. So this article has a good sort of summary of that. It's worth a read. And my last article, I don't want to end on a dour note. So this is from film slash film, which really they slash word film. It's about the possibility, the rumor that Tom Bombadil may be in Rings of Prime.
So I had to gather my thoughts for a second. Okay, I don't want to turn this into a bash fest. Ranger Prime sucks. We all know that. Tom Bombadil is a character that the person who wrote this article obviously they've never read any of the materials that Tolkien wrote, both the canon Lord of the Rings stuff and the stuff. Yeah, exactly. So because they're trying to throw anything they can at Rings of Prime, Jax, to make to draw in the some percentage of the Tolkien audience, because they don't. They're basically. My understanding is the actors are on a 3-year contract, which is why we'll get a 30-year Rings of Prime no matter what. And now the showrunners here, the people in power, they want to try to generate hype for a 4th season, and that's the nonsense, you know. So, and it's apparent that this person has never read um, the source material. Uh, there was there was a point in here. So it's worth a quick read to give you an idea of the garbage they're going for. Okay, so that's our prepared articles. I will now do my normal, you know, randomly hunt for a couple. It's 324. We'll try to get us to 345. I got a 4th person out there. So all 4 of you listening to you, welcome to the show. Just to recap, I was gaming at the beginning just because I was a little bored and I didn't have any comics, anything to unbox. I should have my next shipment from Things from Another World in by next Friday. And I'm gonna put an order in. There's a oh, did I order that? No. I think I'm gonna order a book, an eBay book, but that won't be here for 2 weeks probably. So there's some interesting reading materials I'm gonna bring up, right? So that's for next week, and the fan films I was planning on going over this week, which would be like right after this session at the end with the random articles. I didn't have time. I couldn't find all except one. And so the Dresden Files fan film discussion that would occur at the end of the show, what's going to occur this week will be next week, right? So let's close some of these things down. Sorry, gather my thoughts again. Okay, and then we'll share a tab out so we can search together. I'm also kind of tired. I said at the beginning, I woke up like 3 hours early for some reason. You know, is when you can't fall asleep again. Okay, so let's check out blabbermouth.tech. So Pantera is also doing a reunion tour, which really isn't a reunion; it's sort of a tribute tour. But obviously, Vinnie Paul and Dimebag are both dead. Um, so so this is Phil and what's the other guy's name? Escaped it going. But they're doing a tour, and now they're saying, could there be more music? I don't know. If I want to hear Pantera without Vinnie Paul, about Dimebag and Vinnie. Uh, Collider. Okay, here's something interesting. So the ballerina is the TV show. So when they did the Continental, which was okay, um, it had its moments. I thought it was like the origin of it was like John Wick's origin plus Winston's or the origin of the Continental and all that, which was okay. The ballerina is supposed to be a contemporary um failure. And like you said, Ian McShane says he spoke about the Continental's failure to consult with the John Wick team. That's why it was incongruous with it, right? There was some conflict of timeline and all that. But for what it's worth, it was still entertaining, just not great. Whereas the ballerina is being done by the John Wick team. They delayed it for a year. I believe it's on Apple TV. Apple TV's been giving us some good stuff. And And they're according to this, Ian McShane, who plays Winston in the films, recently appeared on BBC's One Show and spoke candidly about the studio bringing in John Wick director Chad Stahelski if they weren't satisfied with the original cut of the spin-off. So they must have filmed it and wanted it reshot, maybe some reshoots and recuts. And so it looks like they're going to make sure the ballerina is higher quality than the Continental. So that'll be good. Let's hit up Dark Horizons. This might not even be no. Oh my God. Oh my. Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings co-writer Mauler director will helm the film, which has been set up at Lionsgate. He's producing alongside Garbage. Oh God. I mean, Kishimoto's given his blessing, but if they ruin this, like my big three franchises are Godzilla. Well, there's more than three, but Godzilla, Lord of the Rings, and Naruto. Probably three of my favorite franchises. And if these motherfuckers ruin a live action Naruto, they should go to hell for it. Yes, I will throw this in the link. Dark Horizons live action Naruto. I'll make sure this is in the link so you guys can read it. This Kishimoto statement. When I heard of Destin's attachment, happened right after watching a blockbuster action film of his, I thought he would be the perfect director for Naruto. After enjoying his other films, understanding that his forte is in creating solid drama people, I'm convinced that there's no other director for Naruto. They can't even spell it right. Oh my God. Where'd you copy edit it? In actually meeting Destin, I also found him to be an open-minded director who was willing to embrace my input and felt strongly. Okay, so Kishimoto's involved. Yeah, Zach, it's like I thought the Continental was okay. It had its moments. The pacing was a little off. It was a little slow. And the story conflicts with the John Wick franchise were a little annoying. You know, but other than that, it was good. It just wasn't great. It could have been a lot better. My throat is going. So hopefully with Kishimoto's involvement, Naruto. The thing is, I don't really want to see live action Naruto as movies, but like you could do the opening to the end of the Wave Arc as a movie. You could do the Chunin exams as a movie. You could do the Tsunade retrieval arc as the Tsunade retrieval, and because it would culminate in the big battle with the Sanin and at the end. Sasuke retrieval, that's just a long running battle. So there's no way for that. You have to do it somehow, but so then Shippuden era. Obviously, you can do Rising Silver. You know what? I'll do Naruto. I gotta do the Naruto fan films one of these 2 weeks as well. There's a really great Naruto fan film about the death of Asuma Saratobi. But you could do that arc culminating in Naruto making the Rasen Shuriken arc, the whole bit as a movie. It would be interesting if they did that, and then in that they had Jiraiya's battle with Pain, right? And Sasuke's battle with Itachi, because that all happened at the same time, basically, right? Like Itachi and Jiraiya died at the same time, but it was after Naruto mastered the Rasen Shuriken, but they could show it in that movie as occurring and you have your three big battles at the end, right? I mean, that could be done, right? I'd be okay. And then you have Naruto. They have the rest of the pain arc as the next movie. That could be done, but then it falls apart after that. There's a no, I haven't, Zach. Send me a link to it. So DM me a link and I'll check it out. But I mean, you could do everything up to, but not including the Fourth Shinobi War as a movie. I could see it. I still think it will be stupid. They'll be better off with like maybe 8 episode seasons to do most of the arcs, right? But whatever, we'll have to see. Okay, and here we know that the person who wrote this had no idea what Naruto is. So Masashi Kishimoto created the franchise, a coming-of-age story about a young and enthusiastic ninja named Naruto Uzumaki who wants to grow to be the leader of the ninja village, but happens to have the spirit of a dragon inside him. No, he does not have the spirit of a dragon inside him. He has the spirit. He has not the spirit of Kurama, the nine-tailed fox, sealed away within him. Entirely different thing than a dragon. Okay, let's 334. Feeling a little energy. Let's see if let's check Collider out. We just did Collider. I thought I saw some. Oh, so here, this was the other one. So they did a movie called Old Guard about. I want to. Well, this will tell us, right? So the Old Guard was a comic book that I haven't read that I want to find, and they did a movie in. I want to say 2020. I remember coming out around COVID, 2020. And it was far better than I expected it to be. Okay, it was about these sort of immortal soldiers that live until their mortality gets passed on, and it was. I want to say, even though it wasn't great, it was 10 times better than I expected it to be. I only really watched because Charlize Theron was in it, and she's in her sort of grungy look right now, even though she's ridiculously beautiful. But it was far better. So it looks like they're finally getting moving on the sequel, and I'd be okay with that. Let's put that down in the link. Collider, Old Guard 2. Okay, let's Cosmic Book News. Okay, so we have Otis. Now Otis is a character from the Richard Donner movies. Okay, and Superman the movie is not only my favorite superhero movie of all time, it is one of the legit top 10 movies of all time to me. Okay, so pulling things from Superman the movie, I hear Superman Legacy to me. I think it's gonna suck. I think it's gonna be woke garbage. I think Superman's gonna be sidelining his own thing. And now so we're race recasting Otis. Okay, can't we just make a new character, or make him Otis? I don't know, but I'm just not. As soon as you see little things like this, where they think it's okay, it's Otis, you can change him. This is just a small sign of other things. So, but the other thing I wanted to point out here, but before we do that, let's reference this Cosmic Book News Race. Otis. Go over here. Scoop confirmed. Gun Superman set up to sell Warner Brothers Discovery to NBC Universal. So is all of Warner Brothers going to be bought by NBC, or is just the part that has the DC properties? That will be my question. So this says that it almost happened in 2022, and then the source said it's on the table again. Regarding the recent report that David Zaslav was considering merging W. Oh, so this is a merger talk. Okay. So it's going to merge W with Paramount. So he said that's probably not going to happen. So basically, Comcast will finally get the studio they've been trying to get for they tried to buy Fox, they tried to buy Sony. That will be the gist of this. I will put a link down there for you guys those who want to read it. Info on possible Comcast WB merger. Okay, so 3:39. Yeah, I want to take a nap. So I promise next week I'll back to my hour and 15-minute show. Let's hit up Geek Town. Don't care about the Star Trek Discovery. Everything I hear about this Borderlands movie say it's going to suck. Metal Injection, Movie Web, Radio Times. Oh, we lost another. Okay. So, obviously, if you've seen British drama, you know who this guy is. He's played in a bunch of stuff. Coronation Street. I didn't watch Coronation Street, but I know of him. We've lost. He's passed away. I gotta find John Savident. Okay, Zach. Thanks for listening. Yeah, Hitler the Last 10 Days. I remember that movie. Him in that. He was in Blake 7. I remember from that. He played okay. He was in Doctor Who. He played a couple. So he's been in stuff. Like I said, we've seen him around. That's my point. Okay, I'll put this up there. He was 76. So he lived a life. Good. Okay, it's 3:42. We'll find one more article, and then we'll call it for a nice little 45-minute show. You know what we can do? We'll check out George R. Martin's Not a Blog and see if he's come up with anything new about his incomplete work. Nope, we're talking about wild cards, so screw that. And now we'll see if we can grab an article. I haven't been a Vulture in a while. Let's check Vulture out. Nope. Nope. And Hollywood Reporter. I will probably do a separate video on the Naruto talk, just to give my more expanded thoughts on it once I think about it a little bit. Anyway, this has been Matt from Unbearable 73 with Friday Fandemonium. Thank you to all my Fandemaniacs for coming. I hope it was a good Friday drive afternoon for you guys. Thanks to Zach for checking in. I know some other silent listeners. With Dempsey sometimes listening, we can't talk. A couple other guys. Thank you all. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay free. And keep on keeping on.